Happy Tasty Tuesday on Sunday, everyone. We're doing something a little bit special today because we have a heck of a week coming up. We are on week, God knows how many weeks of the stay-at-home order in Ohio, as well as many other states. But we wanted to reach out to you again with a very special offer for the stay-at-home sampler this week from Tinderbox at Easton. So I have a special guest with me to go over what we're doing today. And that person is from Rocky Patel, Mr. Robb Wilson. How are you, Robb?
I'm doing very well, Steve. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, you having fun at home doing all your chores and special
Absolutely.
projects?
That's all there is to do. Make the phone calls during the day, and obviously, we never get this many days in a row at home, so I'm taking advantage of it, trying to get all those projects done.
As you should, as you should. So we have something special that you and I worked on together, Brian included, and we have, I don't want to say it's the best so far, but it's the largest at least, and a great, probably the biggest, well, it is the biggest discount so far. So without further ado, what you're smoking what today?
I am smoking the vintage 06 San Andreas.
06. The 06, which I put wrong here, and I got to change that. Hang on. I forgot. I put 03, 06. Thanks for saying that. All right, perfect. Anyways, you're smoking the San Andreas, and I am smoking the Rocky Patel Special Edition, which you can't see in the white out of the lights here in the studio that I'm in. And you got that beautiful orange band. So we are going to start with actually not that particular one. So we have, first up, we've got the Royale. So this is the Rocky Patel Royale on the left. That's the lineup we're dealing with on Tasty Tuesday on Sunday. So as soon as this is done doing the Tasty Tuesday on Sunday, I'm not going to call it Tasty Sunday, by the way. It's still Tasty Tuesday on Sunday. And as soon as that happens, you can email eastontinderbox@gmail.com. But we're going to start with the description of the Royale here. Can you tell me a little bit about that cigar?
Well, Royale is absolutely one of my favorites of all of our portfolio. Nice medium body, flavor profile for me is a nice toasty, creamy flavor. A little bit of an espresso note in there. It's the marriage of the vintage line, the 90, the 92, and the 99. 92 Sumatra wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Sumatra wrapper, and then the Royale has a double binder, which is the 90 and the 99 Connecticut broadleaf and the Connecticut shade, adding to the double binder, and then Nicaraguan filler. So yeah, beautiful smoke.
Would you call that medium, or where are you at on that?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely medium. Yeah, that's right at that medium line, not pushing any boundaries for sure.
And it was highly rated as well, I believe.
Yeah, it was the number 5 cigar of 2014, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So, I mean, actually, a great way to start it off. We also have next would be the it's kind of a revamp of an older blend, if I'm not mistaken, the Old World Reserve Maduro.
Absolutely, yeah. What was it? It was 2012 when RP discontinued the Old World Reserve series. There's a Maduro and a Corojo.
Yeah.
And when it came time to revamp them, brought them both in-house out of our factories. And like the Maduro that we have here is from a Nicaraguan factory. Beautiful smoke. Nice medium body, maybe a hint extra on there. For me, cocoa and nuttiness. It's just delicious all the way through.
It's very full flavored, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily so full body, but the flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor's definitely there. So let's go to the next one here. What do we got? The Rocky Patel 15th Anniversary.
Classic, absolutely. Nice, beautiful Habano wrapper on there. A little bit of it's got almost like a richness and a spice, balance to it. That one's, on the medium to full line. It's hanging closer to the full.
Yeah,
definitely. That's always historically been one of my favorite smokes that we've done.
No, it's a fantastic blend. and one that we don't typically carry, honestly. Some of these blends, we're doing something a little different here. We're trying to not only give everyone a good deal, but also hear back from the people who are taking advantage of this. So when we come back out of this, if there's a clear winner as far as a favorite that maybe we used to carry, like the Royale, we used to carry the 15th. There's something out there that we want to hear back from the people that are taking advantage of this special, the stay-at-home special, which is still a great deal. I mean, again, 30% off. So it's $49.95, where it retails just over $70. Actually, a little bit, not just, but a few bucks.
Yeah.
So great deal. I told Robb what we were going to charge. He was not happy about it, but we're going to do it anyways. So the next,
he twisted my arm.
Twisted your arm. You're like, all right, whatever. Let's make people happy. We're almost out of this stay at home officially, we think. So the next one is a very unique. This is the one I'm smoking. This is the one that was going to be given to the VIPs during the Smoking 10 event this year. We were happy that we were able to bring it in because this is not one that we normally can carry currently, but we're working on it, and we've already had great feedback, and that is the special edition here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, beautiful.
This is more of a unique one that not everyone can carry, but you have to be at a certain level with Rocky Patel Cigars to be able to carry this, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. It was one of those, we've got a lot of great partners out there, including the Tinderbox, where, people just wanted that something special, and coincidentally special edition. So that was fun. And it's funny because Rocky has this thing where, he always talks about his cigars and he always says smooth and creamy. and this one kind of really embodies that. That's definitely the profile you're getting from that. A nice, smooth, creamy, medium plus cigar. It's delicious.
It is creamy, but not in the way that I feel like a lot of people will describe some of the milder cigars.
Right. Not necessarily Connecticut creamy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
it's definitely smooth. It's got a lot of flavor. I've been loving it. I'm happy that we had enough in that I could smoke a few. Not for the reasons why we had an opportunity that there were some left, but we wanted to extend them out to everyone for something special like this. Next up would be the Tavicusa. Tavicusa's been out for a couple years?
Yeah, 2 years now. Tavicusa. Rocky has a tendency to commemorate things, and for this blend, he wanted to commemorate our Nicaraguan factory, Tavicusa. So Tavicusa, that's where the name came from. So San Andreas wrapper on there, a little bit of a spice to it, certainly a richness. I get a nice espresso note from it as well. That's last I was with Rocky, that was his favorite smoke out of our portfolio. That was
really,
yeah. He'd always have that blend with them. So that's one of those. If you get this, the sampler pack. Pay attention to that one. That one. It's one of those quiet ones that when people smoke it, they're like, yeah, all right, this is for real.
Yeah, so it's something that I actually, in recent years, it's something that I feel like you'd expect from Rocky Patel. Mm-hmm. But if you go back 10 years ago, this is not something that I would expect out of Rocky Patel. The evolution, of what you guys are offering is absolutely changed, but also you've carried on some of the classic tastes and flavors.
Absolutely. We've talked about it, plenty of times, and of course on the podcast as well. Back in the day, it was vintage and edge. And that's what everybody got used to from the Rocky Patel portfolio was vintage edge. Yeah, now that we've got both factories, running full bore, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see what you guys are bringing out, and that brings me to one that I actually posted earlier today. Was my first smoke of the day in the spirit of this week. It's a very new edition, the LB1.
Yeah, that's
LB1.
Delicious. That is one of my top two from the lineup that we have. And
new favorite, isn't it?
Medium bodied Habano wrapper. It's just for me, it starts off with a nice little bit of a warm spice, and then it gets nice and oily, and just a nice little sweetness balance with that, and just one very delicious finish.
What does the LB1 stand for?
The LB1 is actually Rocky will even say we ran out of names. There's so many names out there that are copyrighted, and it's difficult to get names right without something ridiculous. And not that we won't do anything ridiculous, but for this one and like our number 6 cigar, we took the factory designation and just used that. Yeah.
Just start using codes and then dress it up in a typical Rocky Patel fashion.
Right. Absolutely.
Make a code look like it's something fancy.
Right. One of the cool things I like about the LB1s on the boxes, the roller from the factory actually signs the box. So every box is a little bit more personal. And that was Rocky's idea.
Well, and it has a picture of the tobacco plant, and it kind of has a little bit of a layout of where that stuff's coming from on a plant and what parts and regions as far as countries. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very, very cool. I love it. And then last, but certainly not least, is the one that you are smoking with that really bold orange color band, because you guys extended the vintage series, and this is definitely one that you switched it up quite a bit, and then you made it stand out with a very, very bright orange, which is, I love the way it looks.
That's actually Rocky's favorite color.
There you go.
That because he wanted to again do something very outside of what you would expect from the vintage line, which is that mild to barely medium cigar. And then he dropped this 11-year age San Andreas wrapper on there, leaning again on that medium to full, leaning more on the fuller side. And this is a very prideful for Rocky, and again, just nice to change up.
Well, it's got San Andreas, and according to the information you had sent me, it's San Andreas wrapper, and then it even has a Connecticut broadleaf binder, and then Nicaraguan filler. So, I mean, definitely when you go from your I'd say top seller, the vintage 99, which is the Connecticut, and then you add a 5th cigar to the vintage line, because you have the Cameroon, you have the broadleaf Sumatra, and then you have the Connecticut. And then you throw this one down there and you're like, all right, well, let's just completely flip the script and put something on the other side of the spectrum. I love the addition to it. So, it's
been picked up by everybody. It's when
So this is the special this week. We've got it on the screen there. Once again, it's retailing for the 7 cigars. We've only done 4. I'm sorry, we did 5 cigars in a couple of them. We did 6 cigars with some bonus things. And then this week we wanted to, as we hopefully at least see a little bit light at the end of the tunnel as far as some steps towards some normalcy, for whatever reason however we really get out of this come May 1st. Hopefully we'll find out this week, starting tomorrow. We'll keep you guys posted, but we wanted to go a little bit bigger as we are in anticipation to go into May with steps towards really getting back out in the world and having some fun together. I know it'll be slow at first, but we're hoping that this will get you guys at least still smoking, and hopefully we have some good weather. And so if you guys do want this special, it is eastontinderbox@gmail.com. We'll get back to you within one day, typically same day at least, to start with that. We need your name, number, and address to get started, and we will ship it to you. And hopefully starting next week, we might be able to change it up. But again, we'll have to see. And then the other thing is that Robb will be joining me on the Bourbon and BS podcast this week. And one of the reasons that I'm excited about this week, the Rocky Patel week, where we're starting 2 days early when Tasty Tuesday on Sunday, is that we also are going to be joined by Rocky Patel himself on the podcast on Wednesday night at 7:30. If you guys are interested in watching that and hearing what Rocky has to say, we're going to be going over a couple of the blends in this special, as well as talking to him and picking his brain, not only on tobacco, but also whiskey. And then Robb and I have talked about what else we're going to talk about. And I'm interested to see how the second part of that podcast goes. I think there's going to be a lot of insight and information on that podcast.
It'll be very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to
it. Well, good. If you guys are interested in that, follow Bourbon and BS Podcast on Facebook. It'll also be live on YouTube. And then it'll be available on all your iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and so on and so on. Robb, thank you very much. If we want to go back, I don't think there's a whole lot of questions because it's pretty straightforward. But if you guys have any questions, just reach out to myself on the Tinderbox at Easton Facebook page or Instagram page, or email us. You can't really call us right now, unfortunately, because we're not always in the store. If you want to reach out to Robb Wilson on Facebook as well, he'll be happy to answer any questions. So, guys, thank you very much. Happy Tasty Tuesday on Sunday. Have a great week, and we hope to get these out to you guys starting tomorrow morning. And we hope you guys enjoy this special, the stay-at-home special from Rocky Patel. Robb, thank you very much.
Steve, thank you very much. Brian, Tinderbox, thank you very much, guys. I look forward to seeing you sooner than later.
Absolutely. Thanks. Cheers.